In the darkness before dawn, the radar screens were calm, almost too calm. Inside a heavily fortified operations room, seasoned personnel monitored the skies, confident in layers of advanced defense systems designed to detect and intercept any incoming threat. But what they didn't know, what no one fully anticipated, was that a new kind of weapon was already on its way. A weapon moving faster than sound, faster than thought, and possibly beyond the limits of modern defense. This is the story of Iran's Fattah-2, and the chilling claim that one strike could change everything. The Fattah-2 is described as a hypersonic missile, a new generation of weapons capable of traveling at speeds exceeding Mach 5, the threshold that defines hypersonic flight. Iranian officials have gone even further, claiming speeds up to Mach 15, which translates to nearly 18,000 km per hour. At that velocity, a missile could cover vast distances in minutes, leaving very little time to react. Defense feeds. But speed is only part of the story. Traditional ballistic missiles follow predictable arcs. Once launched, their trajectory can be calculated, tracked, and, if you're lucky, intercepted. Hypersonic weapons like the Fattah-2 are different. They are believed to use what's called a hypersonic glide vehicle, or HGV. Instead of simply falling toward a target, this glide vehicle can maneuver mid-flight, shifting direction unpredictably as it descends through the atmosphere. Defense feeds. Imagine trying to hit a bullet that can change direction. That's the nightmare scenario defense planners worry about. Now picture this: a launch detected, if it's detected at all. Within seconds, the missile accelerates using a solid fuel booster, pushing it to extreme speeds. Then, at high altitude, the glide vehicle separates and begins its descent. But instead of following a straight path, it weaves, adjusts, and evades. By the time systems recognize the threat, the window for interception may already be closing. And then, impact. This is where the story becomes controversial. Some reports and viral claims suggest a devastating strike involving the Fattah-2 that resulted in the deaths of multiple U.S. officers in a single attack. But here's the critical point: there is no verified, credible public evidence confirming such an event. No official confirmation, no independently verified reports. What we do know is this: Iran has invested heavily in its missile program, which is considered one of the largest in the Middle East. Reuters. And we also know that hypersonic weapons, whether from Iran, the United States, China, or Russia, are rapidly becoming the next frontier of warfare. But experts remain skeptical about the Fattah-2's actual capabilities. While Iran claims advanced maneuverability and near-impossible interception, analysts point out that even the earlier Fattah-1 system has not been proven operational. Some suggest that the Fattah-2 itself may still be in development, and not fully battle-ready. FDD. So why unveil such a weapon? The answer may lie in strategy, not just military but psychological. Weapons like the Fattah-2 send a message. They signal technological progress, deterrence, and the ability to challenge powerful adversaries. Even the perception of such capability can shift the balance in a region already filled with tension. And in modern warfare, perception can be as powerful as reality. But let's consider the implications if such a system were fully operational. A missile that can travel at hypersonic speeds, maneuver unpredictably, and strike within minutes would compress decision-making timelines to almost zero. Defense systems would need to react instantly, or risk failure. Commanders would face immense pressure, knowing that hesitation could mean catastrophe. This raises a dangerous possibility: escalation. If one side believes its defenses are no longer reliable, it may adopt more aggressive strategies. Preemptive actions. Faster responses. Less room for diplomacy. In other words, the existence of such weapons doesn't just change how wars are fought, it changes how they start. And that brings us back to the claim at the center of this story. 12 U.S. officers killed in one strike. It's a headline designed to shock, to provoke, to go viral. But without verified evidence, it sits in a gray zone, somewhere between speculation and information warfare. In today's digital battlefield, narratives spread faster than missiles. Videos, posts, and claims can shape public perception long before facts are confirmed. And in some cases, that may be the goal. Because fear is powerful. Now imagine you're in that operations room again. The radar lights flicker. An alert appears, uncertain, ambiguous. Is it a real threat? A false alarm? A new type of weapon you've never encountered before? You have seconds to decide. That's the world hypersonic weapons are creating. A world where speed outpaces certainty. A world where defense may no longer guarantee safety. And a world where a single strike, real or rumored, can echo across the globe. So what should we take away from all this? First, the Fattah-2 represents a significant step in the evolution of missile technology, at least in theory. Its combination of speed and maneuverability reflects a broader global trend toward hypersonic systems. Second, claims surrounding its use, especially those involving major casualties, must be approached with caution. In an era of rapid information flow, not everything that spreads is true. And finally, the real story may not be about one missile or one strike, but about the future of warfare itself. Because whether or not the Fattah-2 has already changed the battlefield, it is part of a shift that certainly will. A shift where the next conflict may be decided not in hours, but in minutes. Not by numbers, but by speed. And not just by weapons, but by what the world believes about them. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to stay tuned, because the future of military technology is evolving faster than ever, and the next story might already be in motion.